Sai Ram. Dear students, in this class we are going to discuss about imperfection in solids. So till now we have discussed about packing efficiency of the solids and we have calculated the number of atoms which are present in the unit cells. So in this class we are going to discuss about imperfection in solids. So what is meant by imperfections in solids? So we know all the solids are not same. Some of the solids are very heavy and some of the solids are very less in when it compared to the molecular mass and all. So what is the mean by imperfection in solids? So imperfection in solids. Constant particles in crystalline solids are arranged in short range as well as long range order, yet crystals are not perfect. And they possess small crystals which have defects that are irregularities in the arrangement of constituent particles in them when crystallization process occurs at fast or moderate rate here. So what is meant by here? So it means number of whatever the constituent particles are present in the molecules, they are present in irregularity shapes there. And these defects are of two types. One is a point defects and another is line defects. So the irregularities or deviations from ideal arrangement around a point or an atom in a crystalline substance are called point defects. It means here there are two types, point defects and line defects. So if the deviation happened in the point defects and line defect, that is the imperfection. It means that is whatever the deviation and irregularities are happened, that is called the point defects. So the irregularities or deviations from ideal arrangement in entire rows of the lattice points are known as line defects. So these irregularities are called crystal defects, and the points defects can be of three types here. The point defects, one is a stoichiometric defect and another is non-stoichiometric defect, and next one is impurity defects. So it means point defects also is three types: stoichiometric defects, non-stoichiometric defects and impurity defects. So we will study one by one in detail. So the first one is stoichiometric defect. If imperfections in the crystals are such that the ratio between the cations and anions remains the same as represented by molecular formula, the defect is called stoichiometric defect. Means there is no change happened in the molecular formula. Whatever the cations and anions which are present in the molecules, they will be same as it is. So that is called the stoichiometric defect. These defects are also called as thermodynamic defect or intrinsic defect. And they have also two types. One is vacancy defect and another is interstitial defect. So next one is what is meant by vacancy defect. So it is a type of stoichiometric defect here. So vacancy defect means a crystal containing vacant lattice site is said to have vacancy defect. This defect can also develop due to heating up of a substance. This results in the decrease in the density of the substance. So if you see the structure here, so this is one, this all the atoms, the constant particles are present, and here you can see the vacancy, means there is a no atoms or constant particles are not there, that is mean vacancy defect. If there is a constant particles are missing due to heating, so obviously the compound, the density of the compound will decrease. So this is all about the vacancy defect. Next one is interstitial defect. A crystal in which some constant particles occupy an interstitial site are said to have interstitial defect, which increases the density of the substance. So here ionic solids must always maintain electrical neutrality. So you just consider this is one compound and here the constant particles are there and you can see the extra constant particles here and there. So he means here the constant particles are occupying the interstitial site. This is called the interstitial site. So when the constant particles are sitting at interstitial site and the density of the compound, overall compound will increases there. Now this is all about the interstitial defect. So rather than simple vacancy or interstitial defect, they show these defects as well. The first one is Frenkel defect and Soddy defects. The first one is, what is mean by Frenkel defect? This is very important to study here. This defect is exhibited by the ionic substance due to the large difference in size of the ions. So as we know, the size of the cations and anions will be different, and as when we compare the size of the anions and cations, so this defects will occurs here. This smaller ion, that is a cation, is displaced from its normal site to an interstitial site, which creates a vacancy defect at its original site and an interstitial defect at the new location. So you can see in the structure, so here the cation, that positive charge, the charged ion will be very small in size and it displaced in the interstitial site. Okay, so from here it moved to here. So because of the displacement of the cation from its original place to some interstitial place, so there is no difference in the number of cations and anions present in the molecules. It will be same, but the displacement will takes place from its original state to the some interstitial site. So Frenkel defect is also called as dislocation defect because it is a moving from its original place to the and next to the interstitial site. It does not alter the density of the solid. Why it does not alter the density? Because here it is not decreasing any number of cations and anions. Only displacement is taking place here. So that's why the density will not change here. It will be same in the solid. Examples of substances with such defects are zinc sulfide, AgCl and AgBr and AgI due to the small size of the Zn2 plus and Ag plus ions here. So here Zn plus and Ag plus ions are very small in size because it is a cations and it will displace from its original place to the next. So next one, Soddy defect. This defect in ionic solids is equivalent to the vacancy defect in non-ionic solids. So in order to maintain electrical neutrality, the number of missing cations and anions are equal. So here the number of anions and cations are missing, but how many number of cations and ions are missing are same. Okay, if one cation is missing and one anion is missing, same. And Soddy defect also decreases the density of the substance. Why it is decreases? Because here cations and anions are missing here, and ultimately it maintains the electrical neutrality in the compound. This defect is shown by ionic substances in which the cation and anions are of almost similar sizes here. So it means cations and anion sizes will be almost similar. Both will not be similar obviously, but almost the size of the cations and anions are similar in the Soddy defect. In NaCl, there are approximately 10 to the power 6 Soddy pairs per centimeter cube at room temperature. In 1 centimeter cube, there are about 10 to the power 22 ions. Thus, there is 1 Soddy defect per 10 to the power 16 ions here. So, you can see the structure here. So, whatever the empty place you can see, that is a Soddy defect, mean number of missing cations and anions. So you can consider here, if it is a cation here, there is one anion also missing. It means the number of missing cation and anions will be same here. For example, sodium chloride, potassium chloride and cesium chloride and AgBr. Out of these, AgBr shows both, and it means this compound AgBr especially, it will show the Frenkel defect as well as Soddy defect. What is mean by Frenkel defect here? There is no changes, right? And here the number of cations and anions also missing here. It means because almost the cation size and anion size will be almost similar, and how many number of cations are missing? The same number of anions also missing in the Soddy defect. Here remember this compound only it will shows the both Frankel defect and Soti defect. Next one is impurity defect. Crystallization of molten NaCl with little amount of SrCl2 results in Sl2 plus occupying some of the sites of Na plus sodium ion. Okay, and here each Sl2 plus replaces 2 Na plus ions. Remember this one, each one ion, that is Sl2 plus, it replaces the 2 cation of sodium plus, and it occupies the sites of one ion and the other site remains vacant here because it occupying 2 places of the sodium. If it occupying 2 places of the sodium means, and it will just go and sit in the one place of the sodium ion here, and one place will be remains as it is empty. The cationic vacancies thereby produced are equal in number to that of the Sr2 plus. Okay. Other examples are solid solutions of cadmium chloride and AgCl. Next one, see here, the Sr2 plus is coming and sitting in the place of Na plus. Okay. So, it is occupying 2 places of the Na plus, here one and here one. It is only occupying one place, but in the place of 2 sodium plus ions, and one sodium plus ion will be empty as it is. Okay. Next one is non-stoichiometric defect. So, the ratio of combining elements in the compound is different from that required by their stoichiometric formulae. The defect which disturb the stoichiometry of the compound are called non-stoichiometric compounds. These defects are either due to the presence of excess metal ions or excess non-metal ions here. Non-stoichiometric defect means here the stoichiometry will change. Stoichiometric formula means the formula will be same. Okay. Here non-stoichiometric means it is due to the excess of the metal ions or it is due to the excess of non-metal ions. Non-stoichiometric compounds are of 2 types again. One is metal excess defect and another is metal deficiency defect. So, we will see one by one what happens when metal excess is there and what happens when metal deficiency is there in the compound. First one is metal excess defect. So, these solids with metal excess defect contain metal ions in excess to the stoichiometric ratio. Such a defect is caused due to anionic vacancies and excess of extra cations at the interstitial site. Okay, interstitial site means in between the 2 ions, in between the, just if you consider 1, 2, 3, 4, in between this one, that is a interstitial site. So, here anionic vacancy, the anionic sites occupied by unpaired electrons are called F centers. So, here the electron is occupied in the place of anion. Okay. That is called the F center from the German word, that is a Farbenchitter for color center. So, they impart yellow color to the crystal of NaCl. This is, just consider this is a NaCl crystal, and in the place of Cl minus, the electron is occupied the place of Cl minus, and here it imparts the yellow color. The color is due to, the color results by excitation of these electrons when they absorb energy from the visible light falling on the crystal. So, when light falls on this crystal, this electron will absorb the energy and it will impart the color. Similarly, excess of lithium makes lithium chloride crystals pink in color, and excess of potassium makes potassium chloride crystals violet in color or lilac in color. Okay, this is all about the metal excess defect. Next one is metal excess defect due to the presence of extra cations at interstitial site. So, what happens when the extra cations are present in the solid compounds? Zinc oxide is white in color at room temperature. On heating, it loses oxygen and it turns yellow color. So, you know, zinc oxide, when we heat it will give us 2 plus and oxygen and 2 electrons. It means when it is there in room temperature, it is a white in color. So, when we heat the zinc oxide compound, the oxygen will go off and it turns the yellow color, means it is a replacing, it is a means oxygen is going off, only Zn is remains as it is. It means Zn, that is a zinc oxide, when we heat it remains Zn2 plus and oxygen is going off, right. That is why when it is in room temperature it is a white, and when we heat the compound it turns the yellow color. So, now there is a excess of zinc in the crystal and its formula becomes Zn1 minus XO, and the excess Zn2 plus ions move to interstitial site and the electrons to neighboring interstitial site. And what happens when oxygen go off, the number of Zn plus will increase there, and the one Zn plus will go and sit in the interstitial site. So, next one is metal deficiency defect. Here there are many solids which are difficult to prepare in the stoichiometric composition and contain less amount of the metal as compared to the stoichiometric proportion. And we know when we are preparing the compound, it is very difficult to maintain the stoichiometric formula. And here when we will consider all the elements and anions, cations to produce one particular compound, and it should have the stoichiometric formula. And here sometimes we feel very difficult to maintain that stoichiometric formula. Here a typical example of this type, that is a FeO, which is mostly found with the composition of Fe, that is a number that 0.950. It may actually range from Fe 0.930 to Fe 0.960, but it found to 0.950 here. In crystals of FeO, some Fe2 plus cations are missing and the loss of positive charge is made up by the presence of required number of Fe3 plus ions. Here in this compound, some of the Fe2 plus that is cation are missing, and what happens when it loses electrons and it converts into Fe3 plus. So, this is all about the metal deficiency defect. Why it is a metal deficiency? Because it is a missing here. Okay, in this overall compound FeO, the Fe2 plus are missing, that is a deficiency of the metal in the metal deficiency defect. So, this is all about the imperfection in solids. So, till now we have studied about the imperfection solids, means how the solids, in the solids how the electrons are missing, why the density of the compounds are decreasing due to missing of the missing of the cations or anions, or why the density of the whole compound is increasing because the cations or anions are sitting in the interstitial site, and why it is remains the same, and why it is maintaining electrical neutrality and all. So, this is very important. Even for the exam also they may ask for 2 marks, what is the Frankel defect, like that, what is meant by Frankel defect, what is meant by interstitial site, what is meant by point defect, what is meant by line defect. So, all of you go through the each one point, and it is very easy to understand. So, thank you. Sai Ram.